Okay, hi. I know I've been absent for like a month, but I wanted to make a video talking about, yes, you guessed it, Spider-Man, Tobey, and Andrew are back. I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm gonna say it, I wasn't a fan of MCU Spider-Man. The way they introduced him was great and exciting. Seeing a kid around his favorite idols and geeking out.
This happened, right? I started a fight with Captain America and I stole his shield and I threw it at him and the hell, he's big now, I gotta go.
I just didn't like how attached he was to the Avengers, especially Iron Man. I was starting to lose hope for this version of Spider-Man, the one hero that I can relate to, the one that I looked up to my entire life. But no, until No Way Home came out. Could they do it? Could they finally make this version into the Spider-Man that we all know and love? The one that has to make the sacrifices, the choices, have the responsibility? Well, damn yes they did.
Are you serious?
It took 3 movies for me to realize that this was Tom Holland's Spider-Man origin. I mean, I wasn't the only one that thought this, right? Anyways, with that said, yes, I enjoyed No Way Home. It is perfect. Maybe. Yes. No. Bit of both. Is it a good Spider-Man film? No, that's actually an understatement. It is a great Spider-Man film. But, it's not my favorite. I know. But like, they brought back the old villains and even Tobey and Andrew are in it. Look, I get it, okay? But without Spider-Man 1, there would be no MCU or MCU Spidey. So I don't want to hear it in the comments, call me a Raimi fanboy, or say I'm just talking out of nostalgia. And what if I am? What? Alright, no, for real though, No Way Home was special. The amount of fan service done in this film is crazy. I mean, they brought back my boy Matt Murdock as Peter's lawyer. This film was just a pure love letter to all Spider-Man fans, true Spider-Man fans, the day ones, the OGs, the diehard fans. So I'm gonna be jumping around the film, just talking about my favorite parts, and if you haven't seen it, then you've been warned. The villains, Green Goblin and Doc Ock, just wow. When I first saw these two interact for the first time on screen, I was going berserk. I was going crazy. It's been like, what, 15 plus years since Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina have played these characters, and the fact that they can just hop right back into the roles like it was yesterday is just absolutely mind-boggling to me. I mean, they had such great chemistry together. Just seeing them two for the first time was like, it was almost like a dream come true. And the fact that they're from the same universe and they never met, and seeing them now like talking to each other was just, it was insane. It was cool to see Jamie Foxx again as Electro. They fleshed out his character a little bit more in this one, I think, and his performance as Electro is what it should have been in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, though there was some lines that didn't land in my opinion, but overall, great villain comeback. Okay, so now the bread and the butter, the holy grail of this whole film, Tobey and Andrew, the ones that have paved the way for Tom Holland, the epic return. The way I thought these two legends were going to return was that they were going to save Tom Spider-Man from nearly dying, which, now that I think about it, would have been cool to see, but I'm happy with what we got instead. Man, I was sitting there in the theater knowing these two were going to show up at any point now. When that first portal opened up for Andrew Garfield, it was like, it was game over. You can see his lenses and the crowd starting to get all shaky and everyone's starting to like panic. Happy panic though. And he takes off his mask and it's just him. You just see Andrew Garfield, and the crowd went wild, I will say. The crowd just, they went insane. Everyone was screaming, clapping and cheering, but don't even get me started. When Tobey showed up, oh my god. Oh, it was over. The crowd lost their mind. I stood up and screamed my lungs out to the point where I could barely talk. Like, it was insane. As soon as Tobey showed up, like, everyone's voices, like, the whole ceiling collapsed, and we were all sitting in the theater for the rest of the movie in debris. But that moment really struck me. Seeing two beloved Spider-Man come back on screen for maybe the last time, I don't know. I hope they come back. Just seeing them again was a really good feeling. Brought tears to my eyes, I will say. So, but for me, the moment that really did it for me was when Tobey and Andrew first made eye contact. It was insane, because they were the ones I was looking forward to the most, and I know everyone was looking forward to seeing all 3 Spider-Men come together. Yes, I know. But seeing Tobey and Andrew, just that duo alone, I was just like, I couldn't believe my eyes, because there is not a single picture out there with just Toby and Andrew, just, you know, out in public. So for seeing them for the first time actually on screen in their suits in a Spider-Man movie just felt like a dream come true. It was breathtaking. I couldn't comprehend what I was seeing. That duo was just purely unmatched. The team up between all three of them was so awesome. Happy to see that Toby and Andrew's versions of Peter Parker still carry the mantle of Spider-Man after all these years since their last movies. They could have said that Toby stopped being Spider-Man for a long time because, I mean, Toby did age. I mean, Tobey Maguire in general, he definitely looks different, but he's aged very well, I will say. They could have written in it, oh yeah, haven't been Spider-Man for like so long, like why should I come and help you guys? And then it would have been like this epic return of him being Spider-Man again. I'm really happy with how they wrote their versions. The fact that they're still being Spider-Man after all these years, it's a really good feeling. I agree with everyone about Toby and Andrew's versions. It brought closure to the ones that love their portrayals the most. Andrew saved MJ when he couldn't save Gwen, and Toby and his MJ are still together, and they made it work. They're still together after all these years, so that's really cool to know. It's those heartfelt moments that really did it for me. And you know, they could have done a Ralph Boner situation, you know, with whole fucking WandaVision. Like, no, and that's what everyone was also afraid of, is how are they going to incorporate such beloved Spider-Man from 2 generations and bring them into this generation and still stay true to those versions that everyone knows and love. With what we got, it's pretty amazing that they didn't mess it up, thankfully. And shout out to my boy John Watts for making movie of the year, making a great Spider-Man film. Another scene that I really enjoyed was when Toby told Andrew not to give up on finding someone else. Also, hashtag make TASM 3. Andrew deserves it more than ever. There was so much to tell in his world, so much left behind. So there's a lot of talk about him returning as Spider-Man and Toby. So I really hope that after No Way Home, they'll be more open to coming back as their versions of Spider-Man. The whole public is familiarized with the multiverse, so it would not be weird to have 3 on-screen Spider-Man going on at the same time. It wouldn't be weird at all. Everyone's familiar with the multiverse now, so it's all up to the studios if they want to have all 3 of them come back. Oh well, Tom's gonna get his trilogy, but I'm talking about for Toby and Andrew to come back. Yeah, let's finish out their stories. Get Andrew his 3rd movie and get Toby his 4th movie. The world will have a world peace. No Way Home was beautiful. I had my doubts about this film, and it blew my expectations. No Way Home was everything I wanted it to be, and now that I go back and rewatch the other Spider-Man films, it just feels like it's leading up to something more epic, where there's a showdown with all 3 generations of Spider-Man that unite together in order to save the multiverse. But that is my review for Spider-Man No Way Home. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It really helps out. It shows that people actually watch this stuff, and it just gives me a lot of more motivation. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening, and yeah, peace out.